Internet. I'm Jason Johnson, and welcome to this JJ Made production. This is my first show in 3 weeks, so here's the thing. So I'm going to give you a couple quick takes about a couple things. First off, Super Bowl. Happy for Peyton Manning to win his second Super Bowl. Now we're to see if he retires, basically. Second, also won my fantasy basketball. Sad thing is, did not really win any money out of that. So basically, downloaded the app and pretty much spend months focused on basketball games for absolutely free, absolutely nothing, because I did not win any money out of that. So I ended up being broke out of that. I ended up being shit out of luck. Well, either way, I can at least say I won fantasy basketball. Woo! Because you can't see me. Alright, basically. So, and pretty much. And, basically that's what basketball links pretty much. Also pretty much use all the stuff I had from my past stuff, all from my past videos, and pretty much I don't know. Basically, I did not plan on doing much. So another thing was pretty much I actually pre-recorded a video to tell my reactions to Fastlane, which I recorded about a few days ago, and pretty much which I already made, and pretty much talk about was a pay-per-view that came on a couple days ago, which was Fastlane. Which was more than a week ago, and pretty much what I thought about it. So hope you guys enjoy this one, and hope you guys enjoy it. I'll be back in a second. Hello, Internet. I'm Jason Johnson, and I am doing this small video to talk about the results to Fastlane. Pretty much, one thing is for sure, it was pretty much okay. But if you're looking for something that would change WWE status quo, well, nope. Just pretty much everything stayed completely the same. There was no title changes, no heel turns, no face turns, no surprise returns, no surprise debuts, just nothing. It was just a regular pay-per-view with nothing good going on. And now, let me guess, I didn't watch all the matches, honestly. I actually watched some matches through a live stream I found on YouTube, because I pretty much don't have $10 to get the WWE Network. So, I mean, there's been really purpose to that, really. So, let's start off with pre-show. Pretty much Alberto Rio versus Kalisto. It was a pretty alright match, actually. I mean, I didn't watch this match, but I've heard from a lot of things. It was alright. It was a 2 out of 3 falls match. It was Alberto Rio versus Kalisto for US title, and the goes for United States title in a 2 out of 3 falls match. And I'm thinking this is probably the ending to that feud there, because usually a 2 out of 3 falls match is a good way to end a rivalry at that point, And a 2 out of 3 falls match is a traditional, traditional thing, but it is a great way to end a feud like that. So that's actually pretty good. Now, that was the pre-show match. Now, the opening match of the pay-per-view was actually very refreshing, and I'm assuming is very impressive, because the first match was the Divas tag match between with Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch teaming up to take on Tamina and Naomi. And this was two very over women, taking on two of the most underrated wrestlers in the entire Divas division. So it was a great match, and in the end, Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch beat Tamina and Naomi with by using both their signature finishing tap outs with the disarmor and bank statement. Next match was between the Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental title. This was a great match here. It was everything that what the Intercontinental Championship stood for. It was pretty much a match between two great workers and technicians, and it was a great match. I mean, a lot of cases, it was gonna obvious that it was gonna be pretty much the Kevin Owens was gonna win this thing, and he actually did pretty much a great performance from that, and it was gonna be obvious from there. It was gonna be that. Next match was between Big Show, Kane, Ryback, the Titans versus the Wyatt family of a six-man tag match. And Wyatt's consisting of Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, and Braun Strowman with Bray Wyatt at ringside. They really didn't. There wasn't really. It didn't do very well. But the thing was, they could have done was at least something. The weird thing is Ryback and Kane Big Show. It was interesting that they won the match. I mean, the thing is, it's interesting that they somehow that Ryback and Kane and Big Show, two very old veterans who are going to be probably retire in a year, maybe 2 years, going over them, and you ask why they would do that, but I guess I can't speak about that. Pretty much the next match was Divas Championship match between Charlotte and Brie Bella, and it was kind of a floppy, really something. It wasn't very good because, well, let's face it, Brie Bella isn't as good as a worker as Nikki is. So it was Brie Bella was riding the Daniel Bryan retirement momentum over onto her match for the title. In the end, Charlotte retains. That one. Maintain that match. Retained by submission. Pretty much, it was obvious that was going to happen. Next match was between AJ Styles and Chris Jericho. It was a great match, and it showed that AJ Styles was an over character. They actually brought. It was a great match, and especially it was kind of iffy that somehow Jericho kicking out of the Styles Clash, which was a surprise. There was a few spots where Chris Jericho was almost trying to drop AJ Styles on his head. It was a great match. It told a story. It was a great trilogy, and it pretty much was a great way to end the match. Especially Chris Jericho, surprisingly, somehow, pretty much selling the calf crusher and actually by surprise tapping out to that. So that was an actual surprise, actually, because somehow it is interesting that somehow AJ beat for sure. AJ made him tap out. That was an interesting game. Now that was what happened the first 2 hours and the pre-show. Now we come to like the last hour, the last part that we actually was gonna like pretty much. This was gonna be something that was gonna be good, and it did not. So for the first 20 minutes of the third hour was with Edge and Christian and the New Day segment, which kind of was not very good. It wasn't very. It didn't even give anyone very it just didn't like it didn't give me that didn't wasn't very good to me. It wasn't it made make anything interesting enough where it just doesn't. God, what am I trying to say? Like, it didn't give us that feeling, I guess. I don't know what you would call it. Just it didn't seem. It wasn't very set up. Really, it wasn't very. I don't know. It was. It was just bad. I mean, then the thing was, they brought in like the League Nations, and pretty much they threw a couple jabs, and it still didn't work. It was more like an ad to watch Edge version's show that was gonna come on after the pay per view, and that's kind of what it felt like at that point. So that's what That's what I can pretty much say about that. And pretty much there was still filler, so they still had filler left in this, and so what they decided to do, so pretty much summoned that kind of sort of it didn't entirely that segment didn't really kill any of the buzz that had happened the first 2 hours, but the match they decided to really make sure the buzz was killed was pretty much bringing out the social outcasts, which is pretty much a group of 4 wrestlers. I know they're trying to get these guys over the internet fans, but it's just, I mean, it's just not working. It's not something that you just have on there because it's like because it's just by like a bunch of pretty much by a lot of people saying like the pay-per-view has gone off the rails, like a 4 hour of Raw, and it just like by one person who was by one wrestling reviewer, and another one pretty much said that I watched a pay-per-view and a Superstars match broke out between Curtis Axel and R-Truth, which I didn't know how long this match lasted, but surprising enough, this lasted almost 2.5 minutes. And I'm like, if you really needed something at least, I mean, they could at least cover. They should have put, if they really wanted something there, they could have put Kalisto and Del Rio as that match before the triple threat, which actually would have made a more sensible thing. But it just, I mean, it kind of, I don't know, that's pretty much the match was just. Finally, the main event: Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose for Brock Lesnar triple threat match. The thing about this match is Roman Reigns was taking on they're trying to push Roman Reigns and is his top face, and next John Cena. But the thing is, Roman Reigns is taking on two top faces in the company. One, Brock Lesnar, who's over because of him being the beast he is, and Dean Ambrose, who's literally in his home state of Ohio, because since Fastlane was in Cleveland, and since Dean Ambrose is from Cincinnati, pretty much his home state is going to be cheering him over Roman. Plus, the fans pretty much was really making it clear that Dean Ambrose was the guy they hoped to win this match, actually. And, I mean, the match was good. I mean, it was good, but the match was, but the ending of it was interesting because Brock Lesnar got Roman Reigns in a Kimura lock. It then ended. Then came with pretty much his. Then it pretty much came when I don't know. I don't know what you could say. Pretty much. Like pretty much, and somehow Roman Reigns was locked into this thing and pretty much try to be like Superman or whatever he was trying to do, and pretty much for Dean Ambrose pretty much took a steel chair and smashed on Brock Lesnar at least 6, 8 times for hitting his Brent in Roman 4 or 5 times with a chair. His back, pretty much even Dean Ambrose hitting Brock with a chair one more time, driving him out of the ring, and then suddenly he turns around and gets a pretty much speared and pinned by Roman, who just got hit with a chair. And the thing about that match is it's confusing because really what really happened there, because that's the weird thing here, because why would they do something like that? I mean, it's an interesting, weird thing that they would put they would end it like that. And the thing is, there was actually at least less than 8 minutes left in the pay-per-view to at least give some kind of way to. They could have filled in more match time out of that, and they just didn't. And I mean, how I would have ended would have been like, at least would have gotten Bray versus Brock, maybe, because at least where Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family come in and attack Brock, take him out of the match, and it's just Roman versus Dean, and then somehow Roman pretty much has had this slipping out of his fingertips, and pretty much Reigns fights more like a heel and pretty much is aggressive. Roman pretty much, the announcer stuff, like, my goodness, like, I've never seen Roman be this vicious, be wrestle like this. And he's like, bro, what are you doing? Like, and geez, I know what you're doing, but calm down, man. I'm like, and let's say Roman tries to do a shoulder tackle, and pretty much Dean moves out of the way, and pretty much, ring post on the shoulder, pretty much hurts a lot. Pretty much Dean pulls him out of there, hits him with dirty deeds, and pretty much, just like the fans really wanted, Dean Ambrose pins Roman Reigns 1, 2, 3, and pretty much that's how we have the main event set up from there, because basically it would have worked. That would have actually made more sense, because then Roman, and then pretty much we could do like next night, Roman just straight up just destroys. I say after Roman Reigns gets up and Dean wins it, the power goes off and everything, Reigns just spears Dean Ambrose out of his pants, pretty much attacks him, and pretty much, since pretty much we also had an announce table that was left over after pretty much Roman and Dean pretty much power bombed Brock Lesnar threw two of them, so Roman could have just used that third one and pretty much power bombed him through that, if or something like that. And that would have been like, and then that would have ended the event from there. And Roman turns heel at that point, and that would have been a good way to end that. But instead, what we got was nothing changing, just no swerves, no one turning heel. It just, because there needs to be a main event heel, and it has to be pretty much, and it would have been Roman at that point, because now when we look at this, now WrestleMania is in less than 6 weeks from now, and the question is now, what is WWE going to do from now till WrestleMania? Because right now, because they're going to try to keep Roman, probably try to make Roman Reigns the top face this company, and Triple H is pretty much is the champ and is supposed to be the heel here. So, and here's the thing about WrestleMania. WrestleMania brings in pretty much a smart crowd. Pretty much, it brings in internet fans all around the world. Means, and since it's going to be in Dallas, 100,000 internet fans is somehow supposed to cheer for Roman Reigns, who really doesn't like Roman, who literally doesn't like Roman at all. Because think about it. Because think about the day after, because usually the WrestleMania and the day after WrestleMania, the post WrestleMania Raw, is pretty much that is the smart events in WWE's smart events, because basically that's where the smarks have their fun and enjoy themselves. And the question is now, what will WWE do from now to at least make these internet fans cheer for Roman? Actually cheer for him, because what are they going to do? Because if they don't do anything now till then, Roman's going to get booed, and Triple H, who's supposed to be the heel, is going to be cheered and supposed to be the hero rather than being the villain that he's supposed to be. And the thing is, Vince McMahon WrestleMania is Vince McMahon's crowning achievement, and pretty much he's going to have like businessmen and all that stuff at least help get sponsors of to WWE's spring sponsors WWE, because just, I mean, and they see 100,000 fans disappointed and just booing their top face, it's gonna come back to bite them, and it shows that Vince's grand experiment just blew up in their face and failed. So what I'm saying is, if I'm Vince McMahon right now for the next 6 weeks, I just try to book Roman Reigns is try to get Triple H to be more the villain, or at least try to make Roman at least like the underdog thing, at least do something where to stack the odds against Roman more and more, so that way these internet fans will cheer for him. And that's what we need, and that's what WWE needs to do, or else it's not going to be, or else we could have possibly the worst WrestleMania since like WrestleMania 11, or pretty much or possibly a third year in a row where the main event of WrestleMania gets changed again because of fans hating the current product. And pretty much that's what we're wondering now. So yeah, that's what happened in Fastlane. Coming up in the next time, I'll be back on March. I'll be covering the NCAA basketball tournament, and also I'm actually gonna do is give you guys do a live reaction. Actually, first time ever, I'm actually might do for first time ever is a live stream of pretty much WrestleMania actually, and despite the fact that this is gonna suck, this might suck actually. I'm at least gonna give you guys at least a live reaction of this event. And I just hope, just please hope, God, that this doesn't get bad. So, we'll figure it out. If you guys enjoy this, don't forget to leave any. So, tell me what you guys hope we can expect at WrestleMania, please. Oh God. So yeah, that was pretty recorded what I thought about Fastlane, and basically what pretty much if you guys did not really understand anything I was saying, let me explain this to you. Basically, nothing changed. WWE pretty much it was pretty much a predictable thing which everyone knew was gonna happen. And the thing is about WWE is Roman Reigns was going over two top faces, and one of the faces is competing in his home state. So basically, if he was going to be booed, because think about it, like if I was like think about it, if I was like wrestling, and if Louisville had a live event, had Fastlane in Louisville, and I was one of the three people in a triple threat match with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, basically I would be the big face here. People want me to go over, basically. Besides, they would boo Roman Reigns, they wouldn't, Brock Lesnar, they would, I guess, give him a semi cheers, semi boos, but I would be getting the most cheers, basically, because I'm from Louisville himself. I mean, think about it. So, it was something that WWE knew was going to happen. They couldn't bring themselves to make turn Roman heel, which is something that we all really wanted for months, and that's what we really wanted. So also, and thing is about it after this match, and the thing is the ending of the match was iffy because Dean Ambrose got a chair, hit Brock Lesnar a few times, got him out of the ring. Dean Ambrose hit like Roman Reigns like 4 or 5 times with a chair, and somehow he got back up after getting hit with that chair, and that's something that's off because that defies some wrestling logic, because pro wrestling logic dictates that if you get hit at least 3-4 times, you're at least out for at least good 3-4 minutes. So at that point, and also Roman Reigns was hitting the Kimura lock, which is a painful submission hold. At this point, I would feel worried that my arm is broken or something. I wouldn't be able to power out of a Kimura lock, of getting my arm trapped in a Kimura lock, and after being hit by 4 or 5 steel chairs, immediately just showed up and just win a match. That's one thing that was weird. Now what happened was, after that, Dean Ambrose just left. He didn't turn heel or anything. He just faded back out of the spotlight again. I mean, there was no Wyatt family did not interfere in a match between Triple H between in a triple threat match. I mean, there was nothing. They didn't really do anything. The thing is about the ending. Now, pay-per-view ended shorter. Thing was Triple H made one appearance in that pay-per-view, and that was at the end of the match after Roman Reigns raised his arm victory. The pyros went off 1 minute after past progressive words. Usually, if you were at least going to give us something to make us feel excited for this match, you could have done was where they at least started. I mean, because basically, let's think about it. Because A, Roman Reigns beat the living shit out of Triple H at TLC. Then the Royal Rumble, Triple H comes back, eliminates Roman Reigns, and wins the title. At this point, both of them, why aren't both of them wanting to go get at each other's throats and try to beat each other up? At least give us something to make us want to watch this event. So at least it feels like we are going to get this blow off, this big blow off to at least this feud, or at least something to at least interest us. And that's the thing. And in short, it was just horrible. So now the big thing is this: what will happen at WrestleMania? And here's the thing about WrestleMania. WrestleMania is like spring break for internet fans, the smarks. Basically, the smart crowd travels all around the world just to gather this one place. And the thing is, WrestleMania is going to gather probably 100,000 people, because it's going to be in AT&T Stadium. So the question is, what is WWE going to do to get Roman Reigns over as the good guy? Because right now it's not, doesn't look like those internet fans are going to cheer for Roman Reigns. It looks like we are going to do is boo him, and the boos are going to be heavy. And the thing is, 48 hours after NXT TakeOver Dallas, Triple H is going to look like the conquering hero from this, and he's going to get cheered. So the thing is, if we get Roman Reigns, who wins his match, who is probably what they're going to do is Roman Reigns is going to win this match and gets booed constantly, because this is the thing. Vince McMahon's going to have like at least businessmen all around try to at least get sponsors and all that stuff. They see 100,000 people be disappointed and boo he was supposed to be the good guy. Then thing is, Vince McMahon's like grand experiment just failed right in front of him. And that's the thing there that WWE needs to do, is they're going to have to figure out how to get Roman Reigns over. And right now, it's nothing that's going to happen. And that's the hard part. And the thing is, I want to watch. And the thing is, this is a match that they're going to have to figure out a way to do something here. Make this main event not look as bad. Now, they did. Now, there are some matches that's going to at least make WrestleMania at least better. I mean, just that night after WrestleMania, after Fastlane, Brock Lesnar and Dean Ambrose are going to compete in a no-holds-barred street fight. And then Shane McMahon actually is going to face Shane McMahon, who made his return to WWE in 6+ years, made his return, and is going to compete against The Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell, where if Shane wins, he gets control of Monday Night Raw. So we are going to at least get something good out of. So at least somehow there's going to be some matches in the undercard where we'll watch. But the thing is, they're going to have to figure out a way to make this main event good somehow. They're going to have to find a way to at least make this not be as bad as it is now. And right now, this is a tough thing to watch, actually. And that's what Fastlane was like. It just had that crushing, overwhelming sense of, well, here we go again. And that's pretty much what's going on. But right now, I don't really want to talk about that, more about this. I want to move on. Basically, so one thing is for sure is the big thing about yesterday with Super Tuesday, and what happened was staggeringly a shock. And that big shock was Donald Trump winning 7 states in Super Tuesday. And here's the thing, he has a big lead in the polls, and I'm gonna say is Trump might have a chance of being the Republican nominee. And let me say this, if Trump does, oh God, oh, oh God, it's just it can't happen. It just can't happen. And the thing is, this is not gonna be, and there's more states that's gonna be having caucuses and primaries and that's gonna happen this Saturday here in Kentucky, because he has a chance of winning here in Kentucky. And I'm gonna say this right now, please, just, so I'm saying is, and I'm from Louisville, and I'm gonna say this, he actually had a rally yesterday here in Louisville, and I'm just saying is this, and that is pretty much to anyone who is going to be voting, anyone who's Republican and is voting in the caucuses, Republican caucuses, I have this to say: vote for anyone else besides Trump. Just anyone besides Trump is better than this. Than anyone other than Trump is better than this. It's basically, if Trump wins this country, this dude is not going to doesn't care about the Kentucky Derby or Thunder over Louisville or anything. He will kill this country down to the ground, because basically, if he gets elected, he is gonna change so much shit. Oh, pretty much probably gets into World War freaking free. He might even cause a freaking apocalypse as we know it. Just, God, just, no. I mean, who else could there be to be this guy? I mean, right now, it's just anyone can work. Just anyone else can do. And also, besides, and if you want to know, and here's an idea: let's make Donald Trump again. Seriously, just use the hashtag make Donald Trump again. Seriously, do it now, because right now you can post it on anywhere: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Do it, whatever you can. Do it now, because if Trump wins Kentucky and wins a lot more states this Saturday, wins a bunch of states this Saturday, chances are he is going to be the nominee. He'll be a nominee, and believe me, I do not want Trump as president. I just can't think that. It would be just horrible. It would be simply the worst idea. Just, oh God, the worst possible idea. I don't want to talk about this. I just want to move on and just pretend like I never heard anything or saw anything. I just want to leave it all alone and pretend like I never just know. No. I mean, I mean, I have nothing really. Now, sadly, I did not get a chance to ask people to keep it real this week, and because basically I was busy for a while. So, but at least want to do is at least keep it real with you. I'm actually going to be doing new mixtapes soon. If you actually check my tweet out with Project Spring Breakout, that's what the name of the project is. That's not the official name, but it will be a name coming up sometime soon. Just right now. Just stay tuned. Just stay tuned. Watch more. So why? That's what I pretty much have about this. Fastlane is tell me what you would use. How would WWE make a better Fastlane? Fastlane. Fastlane. Run the hashtag. Help run the hashtag. Make Donald Trump again. And tell me how. And post your questions on how. Post some questions. Of course, use the hashtag. Keep it real. Real. Let me know about it in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Also, you can follow me on Twitter here at DarkSavior1996. Also, you can add me on Snapchat and Instagram here, JMoney1196. Also, you can listen to my SoundCloud account here, JMoney96, like the name says here. Theme song is by Breakaway is copyrighted by WWE. Copyrights to them. Let me use it. Also, the Great House of Deluxe Edition is available now on eBay for a low price of $1. I'm Dave Johnson.